The moment another person can predict your emotional reaction, they hold a quiet form of power over you. They know which words will make you angry, which compliments will make you compliant, which fears will make you hesitate, and which hopes will persuade you to betray your own judgment. Most people imagine manipulation as something dramatic, something obvious, something that only happens in toxic relationships or political games. But the Stoics understood a far more uncomfortable truth. Manipulation is woven into ordinary life. It appears in casual conversations, in social expectations, in family traditions, in workplace competition, and even inside your own thoughts. Every day, invisible forces compete for control over your attention, your emotions, and your choices. This is why the Stoic does not seek merely to become stronger than others. He seeks something far more profound. He becomes impossible to control because he first becomes master of himself. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself repeatedly that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. That simple observation reveals a dangerous reality. If someone else can color your thoughts whenever they choose, they slowly repaint your entire character. They do not need chains. They do not need threats. They only need your unconscious permission. Every emotional reaction that escapes your control becomes another door left unlocked. Look carefully at the people who seem untouchable. They are not always the loudest or the richest. Often they possess an unusual stillness. Insults fail to provoke them. Praise fails to intoxicate them. Fear fails to hurry them. They move according to principles that exist independently of public opinion. Their calm is unsettling because it cannot be purchased or negotiated. This is not coldness. It is freedom. The average person wakes each morning already surrounded by invisible masters. Notifications dictate attention. Headlines dictate mood. Opinions dictate identity. Social approval dictates confidence. Criticism dictates self-worth. Without realizing it, they spend the day reacting instead of choosing. They confuse movement with purpose and emotion with truth. The Stoics refused this way of living because they understood that the greatest prison is not built from stone. It is built from dependency. Dependency on praise. Dependency on comfort. Dependency on certainty. Dependency on being understood. Dependency on winning every argument. Once another person discovers what you depend upon, they discover how to influence you. Every attachment becomes a potential lever. Every insecurity becomes a possible weapon. This is why Epictetus began with one of the most revolutionary distinctions in philosophy. Some things belong to us, and some things do not. Our judgments belong to us. Our choices belong to us. Our character belongs to us. But reputation, wealth, health, status, and the opinions of others remain forever outside our command. This teaching sounds simple until life begins testing it. Imagine someone questions your intelligence in front of your colleagues. Immediately your heart races. Your mind searches for a perfect comeback. You replay the moment long after everyone else has forgotten it. Why? Because you unconsciously believed your reputation belonged entirely to you. You assumed that another person's opinion possessed the authority to define your worth. Now imagine the same situation through the eyes of a Stoic. He notices the insult. He observes the emotion rising within him. But before speaking, he asks a different question. Is my character damaged by these words? If the answer is no, then nothing essential has been harmed. Notice how radically different this perspective is. Instead of defending his image, he protects his judgment. Instead of fighting for appearances, he guards his inner government. That single shift dismantles countless forms of manipulation. Most manipulation succeeds because people react before they examine. They defend before they understand. They fear before they investigate. Emotion becomes the driver while reason sits quietly in the passenger seat. The Stoics reversed the order. Reason first, emotion second, action This sequence sounds almost impossible in today's world because modern culture rewards immediate reaction. Outrage spreads faster than reflection. Instant responses are celebrated while thoughtful silence is mistaken for weakness. Yet silence often conceals enormous strength. Consider how easily arguments escalate. One harsh sentence invites another. Pride refuses retreat. Soon, neither person remembers the original disagreement. They fight only to avoid losing face. The manipulator understands this perfectly. He provokes, he waits, he watches your emotions perform exactly as expected. You think you are defending yourself, but in reality you are following his script. The Stoic tears the script apart simply by refusing to perform. Silence is not surrender. Silence is often the highest expression of self-command. This explains why Marcus Aurelius spent more time examining his own mind than correcting other people. He knew that the world always contains difficult individuals. There will always be the arrogant, the dishonest, the jealous, the selfish, and the cruel. Trying to eliminate them is impossible. Learning not to become like them is entirely within your power. Every manipulative person relies on predictability. They expect anger after insult, fear after uncertainty, vanity after praise, desperation after rejection. Break the pattern, and their influence begins collapsing. Imagine someone deliberately ignores you to provoke anxiety. Many people immediately chase approval. They send extra messages. They over-explain themselves. They apologize for things they never did. Their fear of abandonment becomes visible. But what if your peace never depended on another person's attention? The manipulation fails. Suppose someone flatters you excessively before asking for an enormous favor. Most people enjoy the compliments so much that they overlook the hidden transaction beneath them. But the Stoic treats praise exactly as he treats criticism. Both are information. Neither becomes identity, because he knows himself independently of public opinion. Compliments cannot purchase his judgment. Think about how extraordinary that freedom really is. How many poor decisions have been made simply because someone wanted to be liked? How many dreams have been abandoned because someone feared ridicule? How many dishonest compromises began with a desire for acceptance? Human history is filled with individuals who surrendered their conscience long before they surrendered their freedom. The Stoics recognized this danger early. They believed character is built through thousands of invisible decisions, long before great moments ever arrive. When you compromise a small principle to avoid discomfort, manipulation becomes easier tomorrow. When you betray your own judgment for temporary approval, self-trust quietly weakens. Eventually, you no longer require external manipulation because your own fears perform the work automatically. This is why self-discipline stands at the center of Stoicism. People often misunderstand discipline as punishment or harshness, but genuine discipline is protection. Every habit you master removes another handle that life can use against you. If comfort controls you, discomfort manipulates you. If pleasure controls you, temptation manipulates you. If money controls you, wealth manipulates you. If reputation controls you, opinion manipulates you. The question is never whether manipulation exists. The question is whether you have left anything inside yourself available to be manipulated. Seneca observed that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This insight exposes another hidden source of vulnerability. Manipulators rarely control reality itself. They control anticipation. They plant fear about what might happen. They encourage catastrophic thinking. They convince you that immediate action is necessary before careful thought has a chance to intervene. Fear shortens perception. Reason widens it. Suppose someone threatens your future unless you comply immediately. Panic appears because your imagination races ahead of facts. You begin solving problems that do not yet exist. The Stoic pauses. He separates facts from interpretations. He asks, what is actually happening? Not what I fear, not what I assume. Not what others predict. What is objectively true? This simple discipline interrupts manipulation before it gains momentum. Notice how many powerful people throughout history maintained extraordinary calm during crises. Their advantage was rarely superior intelligence alone. It was emotional timing. They refused to let urgency steal clarity. A rushing mind is easy to direct. Settled mind becomes remarkably difficult to influence. This is why solitude occupies such an important place in philosophical development. A person who cannot sit quietly with himself becomes dependent upon constant external stimulation. He seeks endless conversation, endless entertainment, endless validation. His identity gradually fragments into whatever environment surrounds him. But the Stoic regularly withdraws, not to escape life, but to remember himself. In silence, he rediscovers which desires are truly his, and which were borrowed from the crowd. He notices how many ambitions originated from comparison rather than conviction. He discovers how many fears belong to society rather than reality. This private examination creates a mind that cannot easily be rented by public opinion. There is immense power in becoming comfortable without constant recognition. When your value no longer depends upon visibility, strategic disappearance becomes possible. Modern society teaches the opposite lesson. It encourages endless broadcasting. Every achievement must be announced. Every plan must be shared. Every opinion must be expressed immediately. The Stoics would have found this deeply dangerous, not because speaking is wrong, but because constant exposure weakens inner independence. Every unnecessary explanation invites unnecessary judgment. Every public declaration creates external pressure. Every revealed ambition attracts both admiration and sabotage. Sometimes the strongest move is invisible. Progress. Grow quietly. Study quietly. Improve quietly. Allow your results to introduce you long after your intentions have remained hidden. Nature itself demonstrates this principle. Great trees spend years strengthening invisible roots before displaying magnificent branches. Mountains announce no ambitions. Rivers make no speeches about persistence. Yet both reshape landscapes through patient consistency rather than noisy declarations. Likewise, the strongest character develops away from applause. Manipulators thrive where attention is scattered. They struggle where purpose is concentrated. When your life revolves around one clear internal mission, distractions lose much of their force. Petty conflicts become irrelevant. Gossip becomes background noise. Insults become passing weather. You stop asking, what do they think of me? You begin asking, does this help me become the person I intend to become? That question alone eliminates countless emotional traps. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself that people act according to what appears true to them. Even those who deceive, insult, or manipulate often believe they pursue some form of good as they understand it. This realization does not excuse harmful behavior, but it dissolves hatred. Hatred is another chain manipulators exploit. An enemy who occupies your thoughts every day still controls part of your inner world. Resentment feels powerful because it burns intensely, but it also consumes the one carrying it. The Stoic refuses this burden. He learns, he adapts. He establishes firm boundaries. Then he continues walking without dragging yesterday into tomorrow. This emotional economy becomes one of his greatest strengths. He spends energy only where it produces character. Everything else is unnecessary expense. Imagine how different your life would become if every criticism first passed through reason instead of pride, if every compliment passed through humility instead of vanity, if every setback became training instead of tragedy, and if every encounter strengthened your self-command instead of weakening it, manipulation would not disappear from the world, but its power over you would steadily vanish. Because the greatest defense has never been suspicion. It has always been mastery of oneself. The deepest irony of manipulation is that most people spend their lives searching for better ways to control the world around them, while neglecting the one territory that was always meant to be governed first, their own mind. They study persuasion before discipline, strategy before character, influence before wisdom. Yet the Stoics insisted that every victory achieved over others is temporary, if it is not first won within oneself. This is why becoming impossible to manipulate is not a technique. It is the natural consequence of becoming internally complete. A complete person cannot be bribed by admiration because he already knows his worth. He cannot be terrified by criticism because he has already examined his own faults honestly. He cannot be rushed by panic because he understands that time belongs to reason, not emotion. His decisions emerge from principles rather than pressure. Most people believe strength is demonstrated during moments of action. The Stoics knew that strength is revealed during moments of restraint. Anyone can raise their voice. Anyone can answer an insult. Anyone can chase revenge. Far fewer possess the discipline to remain silent when silence serves them better than speech. Far fewer possess the patience to delay gratification while everyone else seeks immediate rewards. Far fewer possess the courage to stand alone when the crowd races confidently in the wrong direction. That is why genuine freedom always appears unusual. It refuses to follow emotional momentum. Imagine standing beside a river after heavy rain. The current is violent. Everything thrown into the water is carried downstream without resistance. Most people live exactly this way. Every opinion they hear, every trend they witness, every insult they receive, every compliment they enjoy, every fear they imagine, all of it sweeps them along like leaves floating on the surface. The Stoic chooses to become the riverbank. Instead, the water may rush endlessly. It may grow louder. It may even flood for a season, but the bank remains unmoved because its stability comes from deeper foundations. This is the difference between reacting and responding. Reaction belongs to instinct. Response belongs to wisdom. Manipulators rely on your reactions because reactions are predictable. Wisdom cannot be predicted so easily. There is another lesson that modern life desperately needs to remember. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. The Stoics believed in kindness, fairness, and justice. They never suggested becoming suspicious of everyone or emotionally unavailable. But they also understood the importance of discretion. A person who shares every fear becomes easy to intimidate. A person who shares every ambition becomes easy to discourage. A person who reveals every insecurity hands strangers a detailed map of his emotional landscape. This does not mean hiding your humanity. It means protecting what is still growing. A gardener does not expose fragile roots before they have become strong enough to support the tree. Likewise, your deepest convictions deserve time to mature before they are subjected to careless opinions. One of the quietest forms of wisdom is learning when not to explain yourself. How much energy is wasted trying to convince people who have already decided not to understand? How many hours disappear defending choices that never required public approval? Marcus Aurelius was emperor of one of the greatest civilizations in history, yet his private writings repeatedly remind him not to become distracted by praise or criticism. If a man entrusted with an empire believed public opinion was a dangerous distraction, how much more careful should ordinary people be? Every unnecessary argument steals attention from the work that actually transforms your life. Imagine two individuals receiving the same insult. The first spends weeks planning the perfect response. He discusses the incident with friends. He replays imaginary conversations in his mind before falling asleep. His concentration disappears. His mood darkens. His productivity declines the second hears the same words. Reflects for a moment, asks whether any part of the criticism is useful, keeps what improves his character, discards the rest, and returns to his purpose before the day ends. Who has truly won? Certainly not the one who delivered the cleverest reply. Victory belongs to the one whose peace remained intact. This is one of the hardest lessons for the ego to accept. The greatest triumph is often invisible because it happens entirely within. You do not always need the last word. You do not always need public vindication. You do not always need everyone to recognize that you were right. Sometimes, preserving your character is infinitely more valuable than protecting your image. Seneca warned that anger, even when justified, often becomes more destructive than the injustice that created it. Anger promises power, but frequently delivers slavery. It narrows perspective until revenge appears wiser than patience. Manipulators understand this perfectly. An angry person becomes wonderfully predictable. He speaks too soon. He reveals too much. He overlooks consequences. He mistakes emotional intensity. Stoic does something radically different. He allows emotion to arrive without granting it authority. He does not deny his feelings. He governs them. This distinction changes everything. Many people confuse emotional mastery with emotional suppression. They imagine Stoicism demands becoming cold, detached, or incapable of love. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Stoic experiences grief. He experiences joy. He experiences disappointment. He experiences affection, but he refuses to let temporary emotions become permanent rulers. His reason remains seated upon the throne. That inner government requires daily training. Just as muscles weaken without exercise, character weakens without practice. Every inconvenience becomes an opportunity. Waiting in a long line becomes practice for patience. Receiving criticism becomes practice for humility. Experiencing temptation becomes practice for discipline. Facing uncertainty becomes practice for courage. Little by little, ordinary life becomes a school for freedom. Most people wait for dramatic moments before attempting self-improvement. The Stoics prepared during ordinary days, so extraordinary days would not overwhelm them. When storms eventually arrived, they did not need to invent courage. They had already rehearsed it. This is the deeper meaning of amor fati, the love of fate. It is not passive acceptance. It is active transformation. The obstacle becomes the teacher. The disappointment becomes the discipline. The failure becomes the foundation. Every attempt to manipulate you becomes another opportunity to strengthen your independence. Eventually, something remarkable begins to happen. Situations that once dominated your emotions begin losing their influence. The criticism that once ruined your week now occupies only a few minutes. The rejection that once shattered your confidence now redirects your efforts. The uncertainty that once produced panic now awakens curiosity. Nothing outside has changed. You have. This is authentic power. Not the power to dominate. Not the power to intimidate. Not the power to control other people. The power to remain yourself under every circumstance. History remembers many rulers who conquered nations but failed to conquer their own impulses. Their victories disappeared because they lacked the character to sustain them. The Stoics measured success differently. A poor man with complete self-command possessed greater wealth than a king enslaved by fear, greed, vanity, or rage. Because external possessions can always be taken. Internal freedom cannot. This is why no manipulator is truly powerful. If his influence depends upon your emotional weakness, then his strength is borrowed rather than real. The moment you stop supplying that weakness, his apparent power dissolves. Perhaps this explains why calm people often make others uncomfortable. Their composure cannot be negotiated. Their confidence does not require applause. Their boundaries remain firm without becoming hostile. Their silence refuses to participate in unnecessary conflict. Such people remind everyone else that another way of living is possible. Not louder, not harsher, simply freer. As you move through life, you will continue meeting individuals who attempt to provoke, flatter, pressure, deceive, shame, or intimidate you. Some will do so intentionally. Others will act from their own fears without realizing the effect they have on those around them. You cannot control their choices. You never could. But you can ensure they never become authors of your character. Each morning offers the same quiet decision. Will your peace depend upon circumstances? Or will circumstances encounter a mind already rooted in something deeper? The Stoics answered that question every day through action rather than words. They examined themselves before judging others. They corrected their own faults before condemning the faults of society. They welcomed discomfort when it strengthened virtue. They accepted uncertainty without surrendering integrity. They chose principles over popularity, patience over impulse, silence over vanity, and character over reputation. This path is not easy. In many moments, it will feel lonely. The world often celebrates those who react quickly, speak loudly, advertise constantly, and chase approval without rest. Yet history quietly honors another kind of person, the one whose dignity survives failure, whose kindness survives betrayal, whose discipline survives temptation, whose courage survives uncertainty, whose peace survives chaos. That person becomes impossible to manipulate because nothing essential can be taken from him. He has already placed his treasure where no insult can reach it. He has already learned that freedom begins the moment external events lose the authority to dictate internal peace. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson Stoicism offers. Your life does not become extraordinary because the world suddenly treats you fairly. It becomes extraordinary because you stop allowing the world to determine who you are. The opinions of others will continue to rise and fall like changing seasons. Fortune will continue to offer both abundance and hardship. Success will come. Failure will come. Friendship will come. Loss will come. Through all of it, remember the quiet wisdom that guided the greatest Stoic minds across centuries. Guard your character more carefully than your reputation. Protect your judgment more fiercely than your possessions. Master your desires before attempting to master your circumstances. And above all, never surrender the government of your own mind, because the person who cannot be ruled from within can never truly be ruled from without. That is the freedom the Stoics pursued. That is the strength no manipulator can overcome. And that is the kind of life that remains unshaken, regardless of what the world decides to place in its path.